So I have two recipes for you. My first recipe I'm going to make, it's a white bean and escarole soup. I heated up my pot already. And then the second recipe, I have done an autumn salad with butternut squash, Brussels and quinoa. It comes with a couple of dressings, one while the food goes in the oven, and then there's another little dressing on the outside. It's only like 3 ingredients. We know exactly what's in there and what's going on. So first of all, I'm heating up my pot to start my soup. You can put potato with this. I didn't. I don't think you need it. I just wanted like a light soup. It's got plenty of protein in it. If you want it a little thicker, you can absolutely do that. So I'm heating up my oil with a light olive oil. Don't forget to use a light olive oil or avocado oil. I'm going to put my onions in, saute my onions. And you can hear the sizzle. I'm cooking with rosemary twice. And if you smell rosemary when it's cooking, it's like the best freaking smell.
It's
like,
such a great smell.
I absolutely love it, yeah. So let me get my onions going a little bit more. You can add celery to this. I'm doing it without, but it's a good base to the soup. It gives it lots of flavor. I'm going to use carrots, some fresh garlic. We're going to add some salt and pepper in there. And what's my favorite saying? You can always add, but never take away with the salt. So I'm going to add a little. If you want to add more when it's done, you absolutely. And also you're going to add Parmesan cheese to this, if you want to at the end of it. And don't forget that's very salty.
You don't want to overpower it with that.
Exactly. So now I'm going to add my carrots. I've got lots of different colored carrots.
Oh, beautiful.
So we're going to add our carrots to it. So as that's sauteing, we're going to add, I'm going to use butter beans and navy beans. In the recipe that I saw, it actually had garbanzo beans. I'm not fond of garbanzo beans.
One of those great things, though, that you can swap what you do like. Butter beans are really good.
We're going to add that.
They're delicious.
So you see that all coming together. So you see some beautiful color going on there. I'm going to add some fresh rosemary. You see my plant here? I love this plant. It smells so good in my house. There's my fresh rosemary. And now I'm just going to add some stock. You can use veggie stock, of course. I have chicken stock here because that's what I had on hand. So I'm going to add some stock. And I'm going to let that cook up. Right, you see how nice. And then at the end, I'm going to add the escarole. I grew up with a lot of veg, so we had a lot when we were growing up. This is another one of my favorite. I love escarole. I love it in a sauce. I love it, you know, anytime you can give it to me. This and Swiss chard. As soon as that's kind of brought to the boil, we're going to put the Swiss chard in, lid it, and like let it simmer. And then at the end, I'm going to add some fresh lemon juice and a little bit of lemon zest. All right, so I'm going to let that boil up on low. Just simmer it low. Let that cook up. We'll move that out the way. That's my recipe. Now, my second recipe is we are going to make an autumn salad. We have some chicken sausage. I brought the roasted garlic and the sweet apple chicken sausage from Trader Joe's. It's like a cooked sausage, I believe. Yep. And then we're going to put some of our ingredients. So I have some butternut squash chopped up. I'm going to put that on there. This is about what you want to put in there. If there's a different kind of squash that you like, you can absolutely use that. This is just what I have. All right, so I'm going to add some red onions. Keep your red onions kind of thick because you don't want them wilting away. So I'm going to put this over there while I do the Brussels. I have some Brussels here. We're just going to like half them. Cut them in half.
The more the merrier.
On that tray, exactly.
Yeah.
They're really teeny tiny ones, so I'm just going to leave them the way it is. And then I'm going to do like the chicken sausage. Obviously, if you don't want to eat sausage, you don't have to. I want to make the dressing so you can see how yummy the dressing is. And we're making the dressing with something else that we've been using a lot, which is tahini sauce. So the first thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to be dressing for the vegetables so they can go in the oven. All right, so I'm going to need 2 teaspoons of maple syrup, and I have the real deal here. So this is 1 teaspoon, so I'm going to do 2 of these. And then 1 teaspoon of chopped fine rosemary. Well, I'm on the rosemary train today, and you know what? It's good for your brain as well. It's good for your memory, they say, right?
We could all use that.
I know, right? For sure. So I'm going to just use a little sprig of this. It's the rosemary. And then we have a 3/4 teaspoon of, I'm going to guesstimate that. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And that is it. And then we're going to mix this up. I'm going to put a touch of olive oil in this. I think it's 2 teaspoons of olive oil. Right, we're going to mix it up. And we're going to throw it all over the veg.
Beautiful. That's so wonderfully colorful.
Yeah, right. I love the color. I love to see beautiful colors too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I cooked this earlier, and I'm telling you, oh my goodness, the smell coming out from the oven was like so yummy. All right, so we're going to stick that back in the oven. And then I'm going to go through the regular sauce. Right, but before I put that in the oven, usually till the butternut squash is soft, when you see it charred, I'm putting it on 350. It usually takes about 20-25 minutes. Okay, so you see this is done now. I'm going back to the soup just so I can throw in the escarole right now because it's all boiled. So I'm going to place the escarole in. It's like spinach, it disappears. If you need to add a little bit more broth, you can. This will wilt down, it'll still give it a nice sauce. So I'm just going to leave that, let that go. And then right at the end, we'll add the lemon and then the palm cheese. Now I'm going to do the tahini. I made one earlier, so I figured I'm not going to waste it. I'm just going to like leave it in the jar. For the balsamic tahini, it's 3 teaspoons of tahini. So we're going to do 2. This is a half. So I'm going to do this 3 teaspoons. We'll do 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we need 3 teaspoons of this 1/2 teaspoon. We're going to need 6 of these too, because yeah, 6 teaspoons.
That's the balsamic.
Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 6, and 1/2 teaspoon of garlic. Garlic powder. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Again, some salt. Then we're going to do 3 tablespoons of water. So I'm just going to give it a little drip from the tap. 1, 2, 3. Done. And then we're going to mix it. We're going to shake it. Mix it. Then we have a nice tahini dressing. We can always taste if you want to put a little bit more salt or pepper or whatever you need. Cooking quinoa, you can follow the directions. You can use a stock if you want to use a veggie stock to give it a little bit more flavor.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's totally like fine to use. And it's like rice. It's 2 cups of water to 1 cup of the quinoa. Okay.
Actually do mine in a rice cooker and treat it just like rice.
It's another thing is it's like really important. You can meal prep with this. So if you make a batch of this is so good to have in the refrigerator that you can sprinkle on top of a salad. You can use it as a base. If you want like a chili, and you can use that as a base instead of the rice. It's a lot more fiber, a lot more healthier and all that. All right, so that's the recipes for that. I'm going to show you the after. So this is the after. We're just going to put a little bit of on our bean salads. All right, so I have
Oh my God, that's so pretty.
It looks pretty, right?
Oh my God.
And it
That
tastes
looks
as
like
good as it looks.
Yeah, no, that looks like you just rolled up at a really fancy restaurant and they gave you the best thing that they had.
Oh,
You know what
that's
I mean?
nice.
It's
That's
so
nice.
nice.
All right. And then for the war of the week, I did apples again because they're in season. All right. And with rosemary, though, again, we're going to drink
Gorgeous.
rosemary.
Yeah, get the mileage out of your rosemary, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I just love that, you know, so that is it.